So, I said I wasn't going to do a lesson today, but I just can't escape YouTube. I'm a little tired. It's around 2:30 in the morning in New Jersey, and this is actually the time that I normally finish my lessons. So I release them, and then I go straight or directly to bed. And tomorrow I actually have a lesson at 10 in the morning with Eric, who found me on YouTube, actually. So, Eric, if you're watching this, don't worry. I might be a little sleepy, but I have something very interesting planned for our lesson, a new grammar structure. It's going to be great, I promise. So I'm doing this live stream right now because I was actually looking around YouTube and I noticed that there are so many artificial intelligence channels these days, and it's important for me to stand out because I'm a real teacher. Um, you know, real teachers could go extinct if we don't up our game. Um, but my job is to teach you and not just talk to you. So if you were just paying attention, I used two interesting expressions. The first was go extinct, and that just means something doesn't exist anymore. For example, the dinosaurs went extinct, and certain animals these days are unfortunately going extinct. It's a pretty sad thing. And I said real teachers could go extinct if we don't up our game. We have to up our game. And up our game, or up my game, was the second expression that I used. And if you've been paying attention and watching my lessons about phrasal verbs and prepositions and other things, um, you should remember that the word up usually or sometimes, I'll say sometimes, represents an improvement or making something better. So, for example, you can dress up, you can improve your clothes, you can wear better clothes. I did not dress up for this lesson, I'm just wearing a casual t shirt. Uh, the new iPhone just came out, and some YouTube tech reviewers are talking up the new iPhone. So they're trying to say good things about the iPhone, and they're making it look probably better than it actually is because it's a new iPhone and right, it's not that much better. So, but they're still talking it up in their interviews. So the word up means sometimes an improvement, something better. So if teachers have to up their games to avoid going extinct, then that just means we have to do a better job. This is actually a common expression in American English, probably more in sports because game, the word game, right? So, for example, the athlete, we don't say sportsman in American English. We don't say sportsman. We say athlete or the player, the soccer player, the football, American football player, the basketball player has to up his game or up her game if that person wants to stay on the team. So they have to up their game. They have to improve their game and do a better job. Again, just like teachers. Um, so I also said go extinct, and the word go, why is this combined with extinct? Um, because go is a verb about movement, right? We move when we go somewhere. So for example, she goes to also implies movement. She goes to the supermarket every Saturday. I went to the park yesterday, and I'm going to bed soon, I hope. And we can also use go for the future, right? It's kind of like we're moving into the future. We're kind of moving ourselves. That's really abstract, but for example, I'm going to drink a cup of coffee with my or during my lesson with Eric tomorrow, right? I'm going to drink a cup of coffee. I'm moving to the future. So go means move in a lot of situations. But why go extinct? Well, this is something called a collocation in English. Um, and a collocation is just like a combination of words that's frequently used by native speakers. So go extinct is an example of a collocation. Maybe you wouldn't think of go and extinct together, but that's what we say. So you just have to kind of listen for these things and memorize them. But I'm going to give you a list of similar collocations with go and common ones too. So go represents movement in most cases. That's basic. But go can also represent a change. For example, some people in life lose their hair, and when that happens, that person is bald. That's the adjective. So that man is bald. He doesn't have any hair. Well, that changed, right? First he had hair and now he doesn't. So he went bald. A person can go bald. And go in this situation, again, represents a change. This is usually a negative change, actually. There are no rules for this, but this is just something kind of like what we say. So go bald is a negative change. And we have a very similar situation with people who lose the ability to see, right? So people who can't see, that person is blind. But maybe they could see at one point in their life, and then they went blind. So went, the past of go, represents a negative change. That person went blind. So again, go can represent a negative change. Here's an interesting one. So when I see those artificial intelligence channels on YouTube, I go crazy. That's true. I lose my mind, and I know that my channel, excuse me, is a little similar to theirs, but I'm a real teacher, and I don't think they're real teachers. So I go crazy. I become crazy. But um, this is interesting. Become would make sense in English, right? You become something, right? But that's what a collocation is. Become crazy is not very common. We would say go crazy. I go crazy when I see those channels. Maybe you think get would make sense here because get is just like become, right? You get angry, okay, for example. But again, it doesn't really work. We only go crazy. And that's an interesting collocation to memorize. So I recommend studying collocations. And that brings us back to go extinct. Again, this is a negative change. The dinosaurs went extinct. They stopped existing. They died. It's terrible. It's very unfortunate, but it happened. And what's really sad, again, animals today are going extinct. They're going through this process. They're changing their status. they're dying, unfortunately. So I hope we can stop that. Uh, and I mentioned that teachers can also go extinct, and I hope that doesn't happen. So my advice to you is always try to verify if a channel is real. And don't only ask them in the comment section, because those people can lie, right? They can say, yeah, of course, I'm real. Don't worry. I'm a good teacher. But when I watch those videos, I always, and I see them, right? I see them, okay? I can always identify one or two or three mistakes, and to me they're very obvious. But to you, you who studies every day, and you who needs to learn English, right? Um, that's very unfortunate, because they make you believe that they're like a real teacher or a real person, but the English that you're studying and you're learning from those channels is just not, it's not good. So maybe they're missing a letter, or like an article, like a, an, or the. I've seen that. Or they don't include the s on some plurals. Little mistakes, but again, it's not fair to you. And YouTube doesn't really have a verification system for certified teachers or educators. So, yeah, it's a little unfortunate, but try to be aware. Always check to see if you can see a person, if that channel has a face, which is why I'm doing this right now. So, anyway, that's it for this stream. This channel is almost to 100,000 subscribers, so thank you very, very much. And it's time for bed. So I'll see you guys in the next lesson, and see you in the next lesson, right? The way I speak in my lessons. So anyway, thanks for watching, and see you next time.